Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Natasha. If you're new here, nice to meet you. If you've been around for a while, welcome back. Today I'm going to share with you 5 tips for preparing for a camp trip. Now we are going away right at the end of this week for 2 whole weeks on a road trip and I'm so excited. But this is crunch time for me, getting all the final things together, especially for such a long trip camping, as you can imagine. So let me share with you 5 things that I thought about throughout this week as I was planning that may be helpful to you if you are planning a camp trip and are in those final days getting everything ready. My hack number 1 is do the laundry before you begin packing. This was so helpful, getting all of my laundry done the weekend before. That way all our clothes were semi-clean, I had everything to choose from, and I could just make a stack of clothes that I knew that we would need, because most likely the clothes that you have in the laundry are clothes that you like wearing often. Well, that's the case for me anyway. We have pretty minimal closets, so the clothes that are in the laundry are clothes that we wear every day. So I needed to do the laundry to make sure that I had those things ready to pack, and also that we aren't going to be wearing those clothes this week right before we have to go, which would make me have to do laundry a couple of days before, which is just madness. I can't imagine doing that. I mean, I could, but I don't want to. So do your laundry well in advance, and then once all the laundry is done, use those clean clothes to pack right away. And that way you're not wearing the clothes in the week before you go, and you also have all the options of everything that you could need on a camping trip. Warm clothes, cooler clothes, as well as all your socks and tank tops and things like that. My second tip is to fill a big milk jug with some water and put it in your freezer to start freezing. If you are going away in the winter months or fall, this isn't totally necessary because your cooler will probably keep things cold for longer than in the summer. But if you're going away in the summer, for sure, this is the best way to keep your food cold in your cooler for the longest amount of time. Having a big ice block that slowly melts over time. That way you don't have to replenish so much on your ice. We're still probably gonna have to do some ice replenishing throughout our trip. 2 weeks is a long time to go away. But at least our food will be cool for as long as possible with these big frozen jugs. So my hack number 3 is have some totes ready in your house where you can start packing things throughout the week. I find that I'm constantly thinking of new things that I should not forget. And so why not have an area already designated in your house with some totes where you can just go ahead and grab that item and put it right into the tote and you don't have to worry about forgetting it. Hack number 4, pack per room. This is really helpful if you think about camping like you want to be living how you're normally living at home, except you can't take everything that you have at home. So what are the bare necessities that you use every single day? To make my lists based on the room that I am trying to mimic when I'm on a trip. For example, I can't take my whole kitchen with me, but what are the things that I use in the kitchen every day to make our food? I can think of a list of those items and pack as many of those things as I can to mimic my kitchen at home on the road with me. So some bare necessities like knives and forks and some kind of plate to eat out of, cups to drink coffee out of. And once you have a rough list of the things that you use every day, you could think, okay, what can I swap? For example, we may take our thermos mugs instead of a nice coffee mug that I would use at home. That way you're kind of linking what you would use on a daily basis with what would work to have on the road, kind of in a camp setting. And this is also helpful when it comes to the bathroom, because we all have that list that says, don't forget your toothpaste and don't forget your toothbrush, but there may not be toilet paper on there. So really think through your routine and what do you all do in the bathroom? Hey, you need a towel because you would normally take a shower or a bath. Well, you may not take a normal shower or bath on a camp trip, but you would still need a towel if you're going to be cleaning yourself. So walk yourself through those steps of what you would normally do at home and how you can simulate that on a camp trip out in the wild. All right, and finally, hack number 5 is think about the space that you have while you're packing so that you can maximize the things that you can bring with. What I mean by that is think about what you're actually putting all your supplies in and where you'll be storing it in your car. Now, we usually pack our clothes in duffel bags and we pack our kitchen utensils in a big tote. Well, we're gonna be on the road for 2 weeks and it would be pretty annoying to have to pack everything out to be able to get something and then pack everything back in to keep moving along as we travel. So this time I'm thinking, how can I pack everything into the car in a way that is easily accessible if I need, for example, a new shirt or a spatula, but not have to take everything out. And also, it is quite a mission to fit 2 weeks of clothes, warm and cold, into a duffel bag. I don't know if you've tried that. And especially if you're camping and you have the added difficulty of not having so much access to a clean shower, you definitely need more clothes than you would think. So what I have come up with this time is to use these handy IKEA bags, which you can store your duvets in or something like that. I'm using those for our clothes because they can fit so much in there and quite compact. Now I'm thinking I will put these on top of each other and they're easy to pull out and then kind of shove back into the car. I'm not really sure how that's all going to fit yet, but I'm able to get a lot of clothes into these duffel bags, which is just really handy instead of having multiple bags for something. I was not going to be able to fit all our clothes into 1 or 2 duffel bags. I don't think that would be possible. So that is a good way to maximize the space on the clothes. And then just one final bonus tip, because why not? If you are going camping and you like to keep eating the kind of food that you would normally eat at home, here's something that you can do. Cook some meals in advance. How I do that is the week before I go away, I cook a bunch of extra meals on top of the meals that I'm already making. So, for example, one night this week I'm making a roast, so I'm doubling up on my roast. That way I've got some extra roast to take with, and that's one meal that I don't need to make camping, but we're gonna be able to eat a really nice meal. I'm also making some chicken this week in the oven, so I'm gonna double up on that. I'm making another chicken. That way we've got an extra chicken to take with that's already cooked, that we can eat on sandwiches and things like that. The reason why I love doing this is because, well, it can rack up pretty quickly if you're stopping and eating a bunch of fast food along the way. So if I can take what we're already eating at home, double it up, and have some extra meals, that's a pretty cool setup. I will let you know how these work out. I think that they're going to be really helpful for this camp trip. If you've got any other tips that people may not have thought of, because there's a lot of tips out there, but I mean, every idea needs to be customized to your situation and how you're going to be camping and where you're going and for how long and what's the weather going to be like. But maybe you've got some general tips that would be helpful to other people. Please put them in the comments below and let other people learn, myself included. But these are just my 5 that I've kind of worked through in this camp planning. Stay tuned. Obviously there's going to be lots more camping videos coming out soon as we work through this trip, and I think of other things that may be helpful to share. So if you like this kind of content, please subscribe and hang around. I also make videos about cooking and cleaning and gardening, so if that is interesting to you, stick around and we can catch you in our next videos.